Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Very happy to have you guys. I'm a little bit late tonight. It is about 10 minutes to 8 p.m. here on the East Coast. And as per usual, we have a lot to get into tonight. So this is My Political Truth, and my name is Gerry Tomchinsky. Welcome, everybody. Again, I want to thank you all for the constant support, the unwavering encouragement. That means the world to me. Thank you very much, guys. Hi, babe. Welcome. So we're going to get right into this. I got a lot to talk about today, as seemingly happens every single night. I got so many things that I want to touch on and just not enough time to do it. And then I forget to leave to talk about something yesterday, and then I won't get to it today. And I feel like I leave you guys, without all of the necessary information that I have. But I digress. There is way too much going on in this country and way too many incidences of stupidity for us to avoid. The education system in the United States has become just as strong a liberal arm as the mainstream media. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to take back our schools in order for us to take back America. What has made America great are the opportunities that are presented to us here. What we need to start focusing on is the men and women in this country that have overcome great adversity to become honest, law-abiding, and honorable citizens in our nation. And it doesn't matter what color their skin is or what political party they're affiliated with. And in order for us to be united as a nation, they should be focusing on what makes people great, on what makes Americans American, what makes our country great. What unites us is when we all use the gifts and the talents, excuse me, and the passions that God has given to us, and we use them to serve in our communities. It's not about us. It's not about each individual. But I'm telling you, this victimization and this lying and this pitting, people against one another, it's very sad to me. And if you look at 9/11, the atrocities that happened on 9/11, not some people doing some things, they were atrocities. Make no mistake about it. The atrocities that happened on 9/11 and the difficulties that we faced, we came together as Americans, and we are proud to be Americans. And we were proud and thankful for the blessings that it is to be a citizen of this nation. And in just 19 short years, we are once again going back to exactly where we came from in the 1950s, to what all these great civil rights activists fought for, and what they were willing to lay their lives down for people to be treated as human beings made in the image of God. We are all one human race. Understand this. I really wish some of the liberals in Congress would hear that, because their number one priority is to pit Americans against Americans, right versus left, progressive versus moderate, Republican versus Democrat, black versus white, brown versus yellow. It's never freaking ending. It's never ending. It is unbelievable. It's unacceptable. When we got, I don't know if you guys watched these hearings today. These hearings were about, I guess, the enforcement or the recognition of the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, the freedom to peaceably assemble, right? So we have this Senator Hirono. Honestly, don't know where she's from. Do not care. I do not care. She's sitting there on the dais. I guess she was part of this judiciary committee or whatever committee it was that had this hearing today. And I swear to you, I can't stand watching yet another senator, another congressperson lie completely about what's going on in this country. This woman, and I'll use that term loosely because she wasn't a woman, she wasn't ladylike, she wasn't proper, she wasn't professional. All she did was try to hang this entire thing on the public that President Trump is sending in feds unnecessarily, and that the feds that he sent in were attacking peaceful protesters. If I hear any more of these damn politicians these damn Republican, Democrat, oh God, I had a Freudian slip there. These ridiculous Democratic communist politicians refer to these riots as peaceful. Are they looking at the same thing I am? Because it's been 2 months now in Portland. 2 months. And what did we just start hearing about it 2.5 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago? They just started reporting it on the news? I mean, how is that acceptable? How is there not a line outside the Capitol building of people literally waiting to call these liars out on their nonsense? I don't, maybe I'm a special case. I mean, I've done a lot in my life. Not all good, not all bad. But I don't know if I would be able to look into a camera with the entire nation watching and blatantly lie. It's not, they're not doing political things, like politicians usually, kind of bend the truth a little bit or kind of wipe their feet on the truth. No, these politicians are literally all liars, pathological at that. Hi, Lucy. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Mom. Baby, how are you? Curtis, welcome. And I'm going to keep fighting that good fight, Curtis. There's absolutely no way I can remain silent day after day of this nonsense. Just day after day. I gotta watch this. I mean, listen, I don't know if you guys saw what was this interview the other day on MSNBC, right? With Craig Melvin and Vernon Jones. Before I get to that, I always like to get to comments. Let me read here what Lucy said. A friend of mine is a wife whose husband is stationed in Washington, and now her mortgage went up because their taxes are increased by 38% to pay for a new courthouse. Liberals are ruining their state. Lucy, it's mind-numbing to me that they're actually sitting back and allowing this. And I'll go even a step further. They're not only allowing this, but they're perpetuating it. They're promoting it. By them coming on national TV and denying that this crap is going on. You know how many losers are sitting in their mom's basement going, well, if the government's not going to do nothing, maybe we can go out and, make some noise and do whatever we got to do. Come on. Have you seen the people there that are rioting? They're not protesting. Look, come on, let's call a spade a spade. They're rioting. Straight up. Day after day. They are paid rioters. They are paid disruptors. Honestly, these people, first of all, they wouldn't do this in a city where they know that stuff would not be acceptable. They just wouldn't do it. Go to the heartland. Come to some of these towns in Florida, please, I beg you. Come. We're not going to be like the McCluskeys pointing a gun when you cross our property and saying, We're giving you one chance to leave. No. Shoot first, ask questions later if somebody breaches your property. In Florida, we have this wonderful, wonderful thing called the Stand Your Ground law, which means you have a right to defend yourselves at all costs. Yeah, they're stealing from hardworking people and giving it to the do-nothings, giving it to the illegals that, again, let's be honest, they are doing this and pushing the illegals and pushing allowing criminals to vote and pushing this and pushing that because they know once they push it over the goal line, they're going to have all these people on their side. This is exactly what's going to happen. This is my fear. This is what's going to happen if a Democrat should get in the Oval Office. They are going to give DC statehood, which would be an illegal thing to do, but we could talk about that another day. And they're going to give statehood to Puerto Rico, which would then tilt the scales of balance in the favor of the left. If, God forbid, the Democrats win the Oval Office, you guys are going to remember my words and remember that I said all this. And it's going to be sickening to you as it will be to me. Because Lord knows, as God is my witness, I do not want to be right about any of this. But what's going on now and what these communists, and that's what they are, communists, are doing to this country is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. So I want to go back to what I was saying. The interview on LSD with Craig Melvin when he was interviewing Vernon Jones, the Democratic politician from the Democratic congressman from Georgia. So Vernon Jones, let me give you a little background if you don't know. He was on MSNBC with Craig Melvin, and Vernon Jones is one of the rare Democratic politicians that back President Trump. And Craig Melvin accused Vernon Jones of being paid by Trump and President Trump and his campaign simply because he was a black man that voiced his approval and his support for President Trump. Yeah, Lewis, I agree with you 100%. Lewis says, we used to take communists out years ago. I like that policy. I'm up for it. Listen, I was a kid back in the 80s, but I remember if the word communist was even said in this country, it was like blasphemy. Now it's like, hey, everybody come on in, bring all the commies, bring all the socialists, bring all the Castro lovers. Not here. Not freaking here. So Craig Melvin, going back to the story yet again, Craig Melvin literally accused Vernon Jones of being paid by the Trump administration because he's black. That's it. Because he's black and supports President Trump and a Democrat. The Democrats are beside themselves. They will not have that happen. They will not allow that. It's really sad about, that a politician like Vernon Jones can't go on MSLSD without the fear of being completely harassed and blindsided with that comment. And not for nothing, Vernon Jones came back and really gave it to Craig Melvin. He really gave it to Craig Melvin. If you do yourself a favor, pull it up on YouTube. It's all over the place. I'm going to post an article that Vernon Jones actually wrote for Fox News. So I'm going to post that on the My Political Truth group page after we finish here. But this is what I really want to focus on tonight. So none of these liberal rags are giving any credence or any attention to Obamagate or Spygate or anything of that nature. Now, I understand why. I get that the liberals control mainstream media. I understand all that. And it occurred to me the other day. I have this probably unhealthy fascination and obsession with mafia movies, Goodfellas, Godfather, what guy doesn't? Especially a guy from New York City. Come on. And combining the way I analyze things and the way I compare things, the government and Rudy Giuliani back in the 80s did a lot to take down the mob. Or the mafia, whatever, if you want to call it that. It has whatever name is catchy enough for the day. Just organized crime, right? So for decades, the U.S. government, they failed miserably trying to take down the mob. Yeah, they got lucky here and there. You got one guy got sent to prison maybe in the late 70s for loan sharking and another guy for bookmaking, whatever the case is. But they were never able to take down the boss, the big guy. The only way they were able to do that was with the RICO Act, when in 85, 86, they literally put all the bosses of all 5 families in prison, except for Paul Castellano, because John Gotti took care of him before he got sentenced on that, right? So the government applied the Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO, to the mafia. And that's how they were able to put away the bosses and then ultimately John Gotti, along with the help of Sammy the Bull, snitching on the entire operation. And what the RICO Act did was it proved that the mob acted as a family or a organization. And when the head of the family gave an order, he was just as guilty as the quote-unquote soldier that carried it out. This allowed, right here, when they connected the soldier to the boss that gave the order, this allowed the government to destroy the mob. Destroy the mob. And then, as I'm watching this, like when you watch cartoons and say you're watching Tom and Gerry and all of a sudden Tom has an idea and a little light bulb goes over his head. Well, that's what happened with me earlier today, right? I'm thinking about the mob, and then I'm thinking about Obama, and I'm thinking about Gotti, and I'm thinking about Obama, and I'm thinking about Castellano, and I'm thinking about Obama. And then I did a little digging, and it makes sense. I mean, this is how the government can indict, convict, and send Obama to prison. I'm about to break it down for you, but before I do, let me read this comment here from Andrew. Did you see the leaked tape of Floyd the media left out? Oh, yeah. Yeah, my mom actually showed it to me this morning. Guys, Andrew, do me a favor. Send it to me on Messenger, and I will post the full video on my on the group page tonight. I might have it, I might not. I get so many things all day, every day, I wouldn't even know where to begin to look for it. So if you don't mind, send that video to me, because the full video of the whole Floyd thing came out, and the media, like Andrew said, is destroying this country, without a doubt. So back to what I was saying. It is my opinion, that former President Obama is the biggest criminal in the history of the United States. Forget about John Gotti, forget about John Dillinger, forget about Al Capone, forget about Bonnie and Clyde, forget about Billy the Kid, forget about the son of Sam, forget about Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, forget about Jeffrey Dahmer, forget about all of them. It is Obama. He was the head of the family, just like the mafia, and for all intents and purposes, we're going to call it the Obama crime family, right? So Attorney General Bill Barr and U.S. Attorney Durham are playing in the minor leagues. They are going after the soldiers of the Obama crime family. But they should be targeting the head. You know what they say, you cut off the head, the rest of the body falls, right? Lewis said, it's insulting to my Italian-American heritage to compare the purple-lipped devil to the mafia. At least the mafia has honor. Louis, that's exactly where I'm getting. Let me talk, and you're gonna love the comparison. You're gonna love how I compared it. So, like I said, they need to go after the head. They need to go after Obama, guns blazing, because he gave all the orders. He oversaw and coordinated all the crime, the extortion, the theft, the fraud, the lies, and of course, the biggest crime of all, spying. Some might call that treason. Some might call that insurrection. I choose to call that 8 years of a president that ruined this damn country. It was all Obama. Understand that. From 2008 to 2016, it was all Obama. Just like in New York in the 1980s, it was all Paul Castellano in the first half of the 80s. And from 86 to 91, when John Gotti went to prison, it was all John Gotti. The Gambino crime family, first it was Paul Castellano that was the boss of bosses, and then it was John Gotti. Okay? The only difference is the crimes and the audacity of Obama. The crimes and the audacity of Obama make the Gambinos look like Boy Scouts. Trust me when I tell you, the mafia has nothing on Barack Hussein Obama. Let's compare the crimes of Obama versus the Gambinos, shall we? Because you didn't think I was just going to give you an opinion without giving you some examples, did you? Come on. You know I got to really come here and represent myself, because I know that the libs that are watching this are dying to catch me slipping. Not going to happen. You got the wrong guy. So Don Obama targeted, hunted, demonized, intimidated, and punished his best customers. Those are the business owners and high-income taxpayers. Follow me on here, right? Obama's weapons of choice were the highest taxes and the most regulations in U.S. history. Even the mafia treats its best customers better than this. Unfortunately, we can't indict Obama over that. But Obama's IRS crimes are a different story. Obama had his own personal government-sanctioned hit squad or goon squad, whatever you want to call them. His IRS thugs went after Tea Parties, conservatives, and groups that believed in the United States Constitution. Even the mafia had more respect for the Constitution than the Obama crime family. Obama's IRS thugs went after Christian charities, Catholic professors, and pro-life groups. It even went after the Reverend Billy Graham, may he rest in peace. The mafia had more respect for the church than the Obama crime family ever did. Ever did. There was a St. Louis anchorman back during the Obama reign who dared to ask tough questions when Obama came on with him. Do you know what Obama did after that? Because he didn't like the questioning? Your poster boy, you Democrats, Obama sent the IRS, his goon squad, his hit squad, to terrorize and intimidate this anchorman who was actually just doing his job. Just doing his job. Obama's IRS, it's talking about this anchorman, right? This isn't CNN. It's not MSNBC. He was on a station locally in St. Louis with an anchorman that was just trying to make a name for himself. And the man, by making a name for himself, asked Obama some hard questions. And Obama didn't like that. So he did what he did with the IRS. Listen to me. And I don't know how it is with organized crime overseas, but the organized crime groups, the mafia in this country, even they know not to mess with the media and that journalists are just doing their jobs. I'm not saying that they like or respect media but they know they're doing their jobs, and they know that if they ever attacked a journalist, it would be open season on the mafia in every newspaper, on every channel, every station, any radio channel. It would be a wrap. Let's move on to what else the Obama crime family did. Obama's IRS also targeted pro-Israel groups. Even the greatest gangsters of all time, Meyer Lansky and Bugsy Siegel, were friends of Israel. Don Obama had the IRS audit Republican donors, thereby crippling his opposition. Even the Gambinos never figured out how to use the law to bankrupt other mafia families. If anybody crossed Obama, he was like that immature child that needs to get revenge on somebody that pulled the prank. Well, you did it to me. Well, I'm going to get you back. But he was 10 times worse. He went for the throat. He went for the jugular. Listen to me. I have zero doubt that Barack Hussein Obama ordered the spying on the Trump campaign, the unmasking, the fake FISA warrant. And after President Trump's victory, Obama ordered Trump framed for Russian collusion. You could take that to the bank. You can take what I'm saying to the bank. Obama's loyalists leaked the Ukrainian call. I have no doubt that Obama directed the entire impeachment behind the scenes. Listen, don't forget the many other Obama's crimes. The Fast and the Furious, the fraud of Benghazi, Hillary Clinton's erased emails, the fix to make sure the FBI exonerated Clinton after that. The fraud concocted on the airport runway between Bill Clinton and Obama's attorney general. Do you guys remember that? Loretta Lynch? Loretta Lynch went on a private jet to speak to Slick Willie, Bill Clinton himself, on a runway. Plane didn't go anywhere. The murder of Seth Rich. The fix to make sure Clinton won the Democratic primary back in 2016. Do you remember that? Listen, as nuts and as out of his mind as Mr. Bagel and Locks Bernie Sanders is, he was going to win that fair and square. But Don Obama fixed that. What about Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden's extortion of foreign allies, a la the Ukraine, a la Victor Shokin, and the quid pro quo that happened with Biden telling the Ukrainian president Poroshenko to fire Shokin because Shokin had the audacity to look into the cokehead that is his son, Hunter Biden. The cokehead, the brother, wife stealer. There's so many different names I could think of for Hunter Biden. This man, he might be the one person that is worse as a human being than Barack Obama. I guarantee you nothing happened without the approval of Don Obama. Whether it was from 2008 to 2016 or from 2016 till now. Yeah, that's the video I'm talking about, Lou. I talked about this last week when Biden literally admits to quid pro quo. Remember when he said, well, son of a bitch, 6 hours later, what'd you know? The prosecutor was fired. He says this plain as day on video. Plain as day. I need to make a special mention of the Obamacare Ponzi scheme. You remember that? You remember Obamacare? Don Obama committed pure fraud on a public level, on a national level, when he came out and said, and I quote, "If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan." That's like a mafia loan shark basically telling a business owner, hey, listen, here's your loan of $50,000. I'm going to come weekly, collect a 9-point VIG, which is, 5 to 6 points higher than usual. But I'm going to come and pick up my 9-point VIG, and don't worry, you could keep your business. Really? Listen to me. I'm going to say this plain as day. It's time to indict Don Obama. He's not above the law. He's no better than the Gambinos. Actually, he's worse. The Gambinos were thugs and murderers, but at least they love America and they loved capitalism. They loved capitalism. And I want to go on record here and send out a big apology to the Gambino family. I did not mean to use you guys, but I wanted to show how much worse Obama and his minions were than you guys. So, all any of my Gambino friends on here, you guys know who you are. You know I love you guys. I really didn't mean to insult the Gambinos by comparison, and I'm sure it came out that way. But listen, I got a lot of friends in a lot of different facets of life. I was in no way trying to insult Italians. I just wanted to show how bad of a scumbag Obama was. The fact that I'm literally just a guy that comes on Facebook nightly and says it like it is, it's not really, I can't be the only one to be calling these people out. And I know I'm not the only one that sees this. Listen, if a guy like me that has absolutely zero political connections other than the few friends that I've made since I started this, and I can find all of this stuff out, you know that everybody in the media knows all this crap. You know that. Yet why am I the only one here ranting and raving about it like a lunatic every night? Yeah, Louis says, wait. So an extra 15 million people are getting healthcare, but it's not going to cost me anymore. Yeah. And Obama put it on a spoon and fed it to everybody, and people ate it like it was ice cream from Ralph's. Like it was Ralph's Ices. It was ridiculous. I didn't even realize it, but I'm 32 minutes in, and I'm going to end this like I do every night with a quote. And this one comes from Malcolm X, and I want you to listen to this one carefully. Quote, "If you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing." Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys tomorrow night, same time, same place. Love you guys. Good night.